when I had him on the podcast, we're talking, we're having a conversation together, and I'm showing him a video about him that at one of the events he got a little bit emotional. And I said, it looks like something happened to you. This is right after, the assassination attempt, where he's up there, he says something, and he takes a pause. I think it's like a good minute he doesn't talk. You guys remember this, when he takes a pause and he kind of just stops, and he's almost, I think it's that one right there, Rob. I don't know if it's not. I don't think it's CPAC. I don't know which one it was.
I think it might be that one. I'll find
Anyways, he's up there, he's giving his speech, and I asked him, I said, we've never seen you emotional. It's always been rock solid. What happened here? And then he crosses his arms in a podcast when he's watching himself, and then he gives the answer. But from you, father, son, have you seen him get emotional? Has he had moments where he's been emotional?
So think about the highs and lows of these campaigns, right? I mean, so Butler happened, his ear gets blown off. 2 days later, I'm the delegate from our home state of Florida. Everybody loves the state of Florida. That made my father the Republican nominee for president of the United States. And you're saying they're saying exactly 48 hours earlier, he almost lost his head, right? He comes into the arena right after I do that, right? I'm on the convention floor and I have the mic, and the whole family surrounding us, and everybody's cheering. The whole arena is going crazy. And he comes in, and people are literally sobbing. I mean, people are crying. Everybody's wearing the little white ear patch and kind of solidarity with what he, there's like 30,000 ear patches in this arena, but. Man, I mean, there's been a lot of highs and lows in this whole process. I mean, one of the most emotional was when we had the uniform of Corey, from Butler up on the stage. You probably remember that, right? The firefighter who otherwise died, and here's a guy right behind him, firefighter that died in the audience that day. And guys, I can't tell you the highs and lows of all of this, right? The lows in the courthouses, the highs, as Kamala Harris calls him to, concede victory. I was there when she did that. I was there when Hillary Clinton called. That was like one of the greatest calls ever, because you could just hear that like scratchy little voice on the other side of the phone. But I mean, I can't tell you kind of the roller coaster of emotion. And I think after Butler, you probably became a little bit more humble. Maybe you find God in a little bit of a different way. It was pretty eerie when that flag, right at that exact moment, right? I'm not a mushy guy, but when that folded up like a perfect angel right above his head at that exact moment, guys, that's eerie stuff, right? That's eerie stuff. And there's no question that the second round, I think he was hit with a level of emotion that he didn't see the first time in 2016.
Oh, did you see it?
I think our whole family saw it. I mean, at that point, we were, in a certain way, we were emotionless. We were kind of battered and beaten. We had a lot of arrows hit us, right? And I think the greatest self-protection mechanism, whether you're in business or you're in that world, is being able to kind of turn off emotion, and that's not always great, right? My wife yells at me all the time. The great Laura Trump yells at me all the time for that. At the same time, I think we were so excited and kind of rejuvenated again. But round two, it was tiring. We were all tired. We were all battered. We had given our heart and soul and every bit of our spirit and love and effort and energy toward winning a race, not because it was beneficial to us, but because we truly believed that it was the only way to save this great republic and save this nation and God and our Constitution and red, white, and blue and everything that we otherwise adore, which was all going to total shit, by the way. And so I can only tell you how meaningful it was at that moment.
In that moment, I mean, everyone remembers that Butler moment. I mean, forget about it. You said that President Trump is your best friend, is your dad, is your role model. Every American, whether, I'm not talking about the crazy people, this guy gets shot in the ear, jumps up, fight. Anyone who's like, oh my God, this guy's the most badass dude ever. Mark Zuckerberg, literally not a fan of Trump, you could say that, right? Was like, that was the most badass thing I've ever seen. As a son, you've seen your dad president, billionaire, this, that. To see your father get shot and then do this, how did that make you feel?
Well, you can't fake that. That much I can tell you, right? I mean, there's a lot of guys, we all see it. Hey, how many tough guys are there in Miami who've taken a little bit too much of the juice, but they're probably not that tough, right?
I know a lot of them. I know all of them, Eric.
God, I went to an event down here the other night, and I was like, am I the only guy that's not like, not on the juice, And by the way, I can guarantee you that 99.999% of them would not have done that, would not have had the. I got to tell you a great Zuckerberg story. So I don't know. I actually think Zuckerberg's on the team now, and I really mean that. So I was so pissed off at this guy. He spent $400 million in 2020 against us. And you go on Facebook and you type it in, nearest ballot box location Trump, right? And nothing would show up. You do the same for Biden, and literally they would effectively like walk you to the polls, right? I mean, that's how crazy and that's how rigged the entire platform was. And I saw Zuckerberg at inauguration. He was sitting right behind me. I had never met him at that point. And I turned around, I shook his hand, and he literally took his shoulder. I'll never forget this. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And he kind of like hip checks me. And he goes, "Let's freaking go." And I mean it, guys. He meant it. Like he's like, "Let's freaking go." And like he was legitimately happy to be there. Now 4 years ago, I don't think he could stand us. And then he got in good shape, by the way. He started doing like jujitsu and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe it was like a testosterone thing or something,
Well,
right?
of course.
He's on the Miami juice.
Yeah.
He's on the Miami juice. He moved to Miami. He hit the TRT and the HGH and all the good stuff, right? And all of a sudden, man, he literally puts his shoulder into me. And I'm a big guy, right? I'm like 215, 6'5". And he goes, "Let's freaking go. Let's go." And I genuinely mean, I really believe that Zuckerberg is on the team now, and he clearly wasn't. Like he was probably on the before. So I just had to mention that based on your little.
That's cool. Well, it goes to show.
It's kind of like you, right?
Well, I've always listen.
But guy, like he is seriously MAGA at this point, right?
And I'm on the juice right now, bro. But
The most.
maybe with Zuckerberg, there's something to be said. Get out of the computer, go touch some grass, start kicking some ass, like he's doing. He's like doing UFC. He's fighting. He's doing stuff with Lex Friedman. Maybe there's something to be said there when like you stop acting like they say like trigger fingers turn into Twitter fingers. When you get off the tough guy keyboard warrior thing and actually get there and touch some grass and be a man in real life, that's probably when you have that realization like, oh man, like time to be a man and step up.
It's a little bit of actually the problem with social media, if you think about it. I can tell you in the last 10 years, I can probably count on my two hands the amount of time people have truly, truly been rude in public, which is probably shocking to everybody. Right, and yet you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, and exactly to your point, you've got these keyboard warriors who are in their mom's basement, and all of a sudden they're enabled because they're hiding behind a screen and they have total anonymity. And if those people weren't behind the screen, you would just never hear from them, right? They wouldn't be emboldened, they wouldn't be that tough guy, and what was Tyson's? Does everybody remember like Tyson's
On the
famous-
plane. Oh,
Do you remember
everyone,
Tyson's
famous
famous quote
line.
about this, which is like
everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right?
Yeah, but it was something like, effectively, right? Yeah. Yes, effectively, you're not doing that if you're in front of me because I'm just going to pop you in the face and you'll just never disrespect somebody again, right? I mean, the keyboard warriors, they can sit in their, the basement, they can do that. But what's interesting is out in public, it just doesn't happen. It's a rarity, maybe once a year if somebody's truly, truly rude. And it actually probably shows you the influence of social media on people's mind and frankly, even more so their mind, their decorum.
So we're looking at this book right now. If you're watching this and you're loving the podcast, this will be at the end of every single one of the clips. We would like to see if we can do something. Okay, collect. Thank you so much. I would like you, if you're watching this, to go support Eric Trump. We're going to put the link below. Buy a copy, maybe buy 2, maybe buy 5 and gift it to somebody. It's number 30. Let's, in the next 24 hours, help this book become #1 on all of Amazon. If you can buy 10, order 10. Let's send a statement. The book comes out October 14th.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.